Welcome, you guys. Come on in, come on in. It's Jasmine Elon again, and we're back for another webinar. And today is a kind of near and dear to my heart, but it hurts to say it. I have made a lot of horrible mistakes within Blk Sunflower, and a lot of those mistakes were financial. And I think I'm ready to kind of start talking about it. We're going to pull the Band-Aid off slowly. And the main reason I'm doing this is because I don't want you guys to endure the same things that I did. People like to sit out here and act like everything's okay all the time. And I understand, because sometimes it's hard to talk about things when you're in it, but I really feel I would be doing people a disservice if I did not share these things that I went through, if I did not encourage you guys to, you know what, we have to do better. And so with doing better, when I learn, I do better. And now you have to teach one. So I did say 5, but as I was sitting down writing this, I was like, listen here, there are more than 5. So I think today we're just going to go over them all very quickly. And then I'll probably spend the next few weeks or the next few months kind of really diving into each one individually and giving you guys advice, tips on what to do, what not to do, and to make sure that you are set up for financial success in your business. It is very important. So without further ado, we're going to get started. And the first one, even as I saw this, another one came up that I want to share, but I'm going to hold that till later. Not separating your personal and your business expenses. That is a huge mistake. And I'll be honest, there's sometimes I still do it now because I'm not the best at it. I am an amazing strategist. I am amazing when it comes to branding. But when it comes to managing my finances, I have not always been the best. And that's another thing. Whatever your relationship with money was before you had a business, it's going to carry right over into your business. And we'll speak more about that later. So you need to make sure you open a dedicated business account and keep them separate. One of the things that actually helped me out the most, there's a book called Profit First. Yes, we listen and we don't judge, right? Profit First was a book that I wish I read when I started my business because it changed my life when it came to my finances. And that's kind of when everything kind of started to take a turn. Just to give you a quick overview, Profit First, the book is by Mike Wazowski, I think his name. I keep getting them mixed up with the guy from, what's that movie? Monsters, Inc. But I don't know. I think that's his name, something like that. Anywho, it teaches you how to put your profit first. There's somebody else that I was listening to, and he said he lost everything, not once, but twice, but 3 times in his business. And after the first 2 times of losing things, he told himself, I am always going to make sure I put profit first. If I put my profit aside first, if I lose it again, I have something left to show for it. There's a bank called Relay Bank that it'll allow you to take out certain money and have different accounts, but we're going to go into that later. That's a whole nother conversation. But first thing, you just need to get in your head. Make sure you keep your business and your personal expenses separate. This is going to allow you to see what's really happening in your business, not commingle your funds. Because when you commingle your funds, it can also reduce the protections of your LLC. A lot of people don't realize that. So there are a lot of reasons, but today we're just going to start with the basics. Don't do it. Have a separate business account. Have a separate personal account. On to the next. Underpricing your products or services, you guys. Now, there's a time for giving things away and there's a time for paying your worth. And this one right here, I'm going to be real. And I'm also going to kind of tell on myself in a way where I am a recovering people pleaser. I do stuff because I like it. And in the very beginning, when I first started making candles, I did not sell them for as much as I needed to. Not because I didn't feel they were worth it. I think it was more of I was counting pockets. You can't count pockets when you do things. And I have a very hard time because in my heart of hearts, if I could just give everything away, I would. But I have a mouth to feed. Kids grow quick. I need to keep a roof over my head. And I spend a majority of my time working on this. So I need to start being paid for this. Now, there's two different parts of this. One, yes, when you first start off and you're wanting to grow your customer base, you have to give people a low risk, low entry barrier into purchasing your products or being introduced to your products. But then at some point you have to increase and start charging your worth. We'll always leave out, or a lot of times we leave out the value of our labor. Okay. And when we leave out the value of our labor, we wonder why, okay, I got paid for this, but here I am still working on it. That is not fair to you. I built a collective in a way where when I first started, all those videos that are in the academy, when I first started the academy, it was $69 a month to join the academy, because every single week I was putting together a webinar. Sometimes twice a week, I was putting together a webinar. I was introducing the webinar and people were paying it. But as time went on and I started doing webinars less and less, the price of the academy went down because new content wasn't being fueled into it as quick. So I'm going to say that to say this. If you guys saw where the collective was years ago when we first started and where it's at now, the amount of stuff and free resources and access to webinars is ridiculous. Now you're not just getting me once a week, you're getting multiple people throughout the month. And the collective is free and the academy is only $29.99. But I will tell you guys this, it's not going to be like this for long. If you're in here right now, you're good, but it's not going to be like this. Why? Because I have to stop underpricing my products and my services and my value and my worth. You need to do the same. You need to stand on business. And when somebody at your event says, oh, this is $36. Oh, this is $42. Yes. Yes. Would you like to? Like, you got to tell people what it is and you got to stand on business. So the second, but I mean, these aren't in any order, so I'm not going to say the second, but another thing, I underpriced my products and my services on quite a few occasions. One, like I said, I'm a chronic people pleaser, and if I could give stuff away, I would, but I put a lot of work into this and I have to charge for my value. So when I say something's at a discount, just understand it won't be like that for long. Oh gosh, you guys, this one hurts. This one hurts. I had poor cash flow management. And I'm going to tell you why I had poor cash flow management. Because when you get success quick and the money starts rolling in really nice, and each month you're looking at that bank statement and you're like, well, this looks nice. Look at you guys. I was rolling in money that I had never seen before in my life, that I never even imagined I was going to reach. When I started Blk Sunflower, my thought was literally, I want to pay my phone bill, my car note. It'll be nice if I could pay some of my rent. And I would have been happy. God said, hold my tequila. I have something else to show you. So what happened with that? Because of the time we were in, and I was thinking that, oh, mama, I made it. It's going to be like this forever. Let's just keep going. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't spend my money on cars and shoes and things like that. I reinvested my money back into the business. And I'm going to tell you, that's another mistake I made, how I reinvested the money back into the business. So many businesses fail because they don't manage cash flow effectively. Excessive spending, unexpected expenses, changes in the economy. Yes, he didn't have wine. He had tequila in my case, right? Ooh, my ears are ringing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. I'm telling my truth right now, you guys. This is a moment. Like, this is actually hard for me to admit where you're not right, like what you didn't do right, because I know a lot of people see like, oh, Jasmine did all these great things. I did a whole lot wrong, you guys. But yes, yes, that one right there. The next one. Ooh, I'm about to tell myself. Not keeping up on my taxes. I did not keep up on my taxes. I'm still paying for it to this day. I'm still recovering to it from this day. you need to set aside money for taxes. When I started using Relay Bank, I have one account that all my income goes into. And then every time money goes into that every night, 20% of whatever my income now goes into an account for taxes, to save for further taxes, to pay for other taxes. One of the reasons the taxes fell by hand, and this is another one I'm gonna stick in there, thinking I am going to do the bookkeeping myself. Another mistake. I said 5. We're just going to name them all off here. Thinking I was going to do the bookkeeping myself. That was a lie. Just because I can do it doesn't mean I was good at it, for one. And 2, I got distracted. It's the least thing that I like to do. I don't like doing that. So why was I going to think that I was going to keep up on it? And then the time rolled around. It's like, oh, now it's time to submit. Oh, I'll figure it out. Okay, nope, I'll figure it out tomorrow. No, I'll figure it out tomorrow. So I had a bookkeeper in the beginning, and then I didn't have a bookkeeper, and I kept telling myself I'd find a bookkeeper. And then when the cash flow was not keeping up, because you guys have to remember, I had huge income, right? Oh God, there's so many things to this. I had a lot of income coming in. I then had a lot of expenses coming in. The economy changed. I still had all the big bills. And so then at that point, I was like, man, I can't even afford a bookkeeper. You guys can afford a bookkeeper. She wasn't able to make it today, but I'm going to tell you right here, right now, we're finishing up our final talks. But the collective will have a bookkeeper, you guys. We will have a bookkeeper. She is my bookkeeper. She is the one that is getting me out of my trouble. And I want her to help you not get into trouble. You guys will get more details on that. Actually, the information will probably be in the description after this. Join the collective. That's always the answer. Join the collective. You'll get the information. She is the one who's fixing my stuff. And she's so good. She actually stopped doing stuff, and then she met me. And I'm like, but I have people who need you. You can't stop working. And then she took a hiatus, and then she came back and she said, Jasmine, I think I'm ready to help people now. I said, yes. So I'm not gatekeeping over here. I'm sharing what works for me. Yes. So not keeping up with your taxes, not keeping up with my taxes. This is about me, you guys. I keep saying what would be wrong for you. These are things that I did. I did not keep up with my taxes. Okay. This is another one. Gosh. You guys, can I get some love? This is a lot for me. Can I get some hearts? Can you guys let me know? Thank you for everyone letting me know that this is hitting home. Can you guys please share in the comments if this resonates, if you're learning something? Because the transparency here, I feel naked. I feel like I'm standing in front of a crowd, butt booty naked, sharing all my business. And this is hard. So I need some encouragement from the chat. Please make sure you're liking it. And we're going to move on to the next one. Listen and we don't judge. Well, I'm judging myself right now. I can't even say, but I'm learning. I've learned. I also feel that I had a lesson to learn. So that's why God was like, oh, you want to I give you money. You want to mess it up? Cool. Watch what I can do for you. I'm going to put you in financial transition. You are going to learn. You're going to learn today. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I literally feel naked right now. Next one, scaling too fast without a solid foundation, you guys. When I tell you I scale too fast, and I've said this before, I never really had a goal. I started Blk Sunflower out of desperation. I needed money. I got the money. I got the money. Then I said, I got the money. Let me do the next thing you're supposed to do. Got the shop. I should have stopped at the shop. The shop is where I should have stopped at. I'm going to tell you why. One of the things I share in a lot of my welcome calls, so I've shared it one-on-one with quite a few people, but I'm not sure if I've actually shared it in a big like this. A lot of the actions that I took with Blk Sunflower, and I like to say it was not malicious ego, like it wasn't like, oh, let me do this, but it was ego. And we use ego as a negative connotation in so many ways. But ego, when it boils down to it, it's our brain doing and creating based upon, and this is my definition, you guys, so you can take it as you do, but it's our brains doing and creating experiences, helping us make decisions based upon what we see around us. And like what we've actually kind of subconsciously, things we have put in our head that makes us, okay, this will make us look better, or this will make me more comfortable, or this is the goal I want to reach. So getting my fulfillment center, did it help me? Yes. I'm still not going to lie. It did help me. It helped me to an extent, because to keep up, so many people, oh my gosh, you got a fulfillment center. I would love to do it. I've actually never recommended it to anybody after, because the amount of product that I had to output in order to keep up with the expenses of a fulfillment center just started making things even worse. So now I have a shop. I have two rents. I have 2 electricity bills. I have 2 internet bills. I have 2 water bills. I have the fulfillment center. I have to make now consistently a lot of product. And if I set my solid foundation and I had a plan, what I should have done for a fraction of the cost of the fulfillment center, I should have just hired somebody in my shop to do my fulfillment for me. That's what I should have did. That is what I should have done. It would have cost me a fraction of the money. And we're going to get to that next part later. But scaling too fast without a solid foundation. If you guys have not downloaded the business branding blueprint inside the collective under the learning tab, right? This will help you set your vision and your goal. I had a brand goal, right? But I did not have a vision for Blk Sunflower, because it was started, like I said, out of desperation. I'm a businesswoman. I saw an opportunity. I ran with it. I had no intention, and I'm blessed. And I say that with the most great, I'm so grateful for it. But you guys have to understand, if you do not have a vision, you're out there floundering, and you're going to make bad decisions, bad financial decisions that do not get you to where you need to go. And how was I supposed to know where I was going if I had no plan? So I scaled too fast. When should you scale? And why did I say moving to my fulfillment center was the best decision? Because I had no choice. In my home, my son only had a desk to eat at, to do his homework at. Everything else was candles. My couch was on the side against the wall. And then the moment I was about to use my son's room as more storage, it had to go. This piece of my kitchen, it was on the opposite side of my big island. And oh my gosh, that's another thing, you guys. Take pictures, because I wish I could actually show you guys so you could see where it started. I had maybe this much of counter space for me to prep food on the opposite side of my kitchen, because everything else was candles. Even my stove I had Big Bertha's before I had a pot, was candles. I was busting out the seams. I had no choice but to scale. And then I made a very good decision that my shop was very affordable. I got it in COVID when nobody could, they were like, here, take it, basically. Best decision. After that, a lot of that stuff was from ego. And like I said, it wasn't malicious ego. I never once was like, let me just show out. It was never that. It was me thinking, this is what people want to see. This is what the people want to see. They want to see me keep doing it, but it wasn't good for where I need to be. So I scaled too fast, and I did not have a solid foundation. Grow based upon demand and your cash flow, not just your ambition. Your ambition will get you in trouble every time. Not tracking your expenses properly. Every little bit counts. You know how many Canva here? Now I'm going to do ChatGPT there. All these little things just start adding up. You need to track your expenses properly and track them from the beginning, especially when the money was rolling in big. I'm like, oh, I'll just get that. That's just a little thing there. That's just a little thing there. That's just a little bit thing there. those little things add up. Keep your receipts, you guys. Keep your receipts. I love Relay because, and you guys would think they're paying me, but they're not. I did have a little issues with, not actually Relay, but I had some disputes that I had to deal with, and it was a little bit difficult. But other than that, and I'm gonna switch over to that real quick in just a second. Track your expenses properly, cut unnecessary expenses, and even if it's just a little bit here, a little bit there, that adds up. Can I start with only $100? I think Relay Bank you can. You just have to have your EIN in your business account. I don't think there's a minimum like deposit. It's online. It's an online bank. But with that being said, where I said I had a little bit of issues with disputes, I'm gonna say something great that I did is when the money really started rolling in, I was like, oh, I'm a business. I started making all of my purchases off my credit card. All of my purchases were off my credit card. That way, if you have any issues, it's easy to dispute, but also rack up those miles. Rack them up. We're going to move on to the next one. I've seen Candle Co. fall after getting fulfillment. Yep, that's what happens, you guys. That's some people talk about. I'm not going to say a lot of people don't, but the fulfillment center. There's so many there are better ways to go about it, and we'll talk about in later webinars. Here's another big one, you guys. This is a big mistake that I made, and I didn't need to make this mistake because I actually proved that I didn't need it to begin with. When I started Blk Sunflower, I swear the day I launched, I think it was April 5th or 6th. Now I can't remember, 2020. But I do remember I had about $500 in my bank account when I launched. I really didn't have much. I used my pre-sale method. I used customers' money in order to purchase the things I needed, to make their products, to buy more products, and I kept building. For the first probably 2 months, 2 to 3 months. I'll say 2 months. Yeah, 2 to 3 months. That's how I built Blk Sunflower. Here's where I went wrong. When the money started rolling in, I then thought, ooh, now I have money. Let me buy a lot of stuff. And then when the demand started going crazy, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with the demand. And this was in my loan applications. I said, I have a big demand. I need to purchase more inventory to keep up with the demand. They gave me the money. You guys, if I told you how much debt, how many loans I have paid off, it's over 6 figures worth of loans. And I will tell you this, I should have, keep that question to the side. Remember that question. I'm going to finish this, Latoya. But I'm not ignoring you guys. It's just, I'm nervous and I really want to get through this actually. Where was I at? Loans. I paid a lot of loans. I should have kept up with demand. I should have kept using not necessarily the pre-sale method, but I really didn't need the loans because the loans just made me acquire more product. What I should have done instead, if I did want to purchase stuff, like there was one point in time I was purchasing $10,000 worth of product a month. $10,000 worth of product. I have a picture with a wall full of glass vessels. I should have, if I had, let's go back to this $10,000. What I should have done was maybe spent $2,500 on inventory and maybe another $2,500 on marketing at that time. Because at that time, Instagram ads, Facebook ads, those were popping. Like I should have spent money on marketing. And I'm gonna step real quick back to the pre-sale. The reason my pre-sales did so well, and yes, this is a shameless plug, is because my brand was on point. People are not going to pre-sale from you, or they may, but not as many people are going to pre-sale from you if your brand looks, you need to come off like I'm a big brand and you guys missed out on me. You're just finding out, so you better get this. So the fact that people just started hearing about me, my branding was on point, it was all put together. They're like, ooh, I better get this. I better get this before it sells out. Let me get this pre-sale. So make sure you're doing that business branding blueprint, you guys. We want you to start with a solid foundation. I promise you it's going to make things so much easier. So much easier. Take the time to do the things so you don't have to work harder later. So yes, you don't need loans. Stop letting people think that you need to take out a loan to get your business started, because that's not the case. what's the word I'm looking for? It just slipped my mind. I can't remember the word. I'm going to sleep. Somebody's going to do it. You guys are so welcome. You guys are so welcome. So the how much money you can make off of a candle? What's that word? I'm a businesswoman. I forgot it. You guys. I'm nervous right now. Like, this is a lot for me to share. Wow, I can't think of the name. Basically, the amount of money that you can make from a candle only takes you margin. Thank you, Daryl. The margins on candles are so vast. If you price your stuff right, if you build a brand, make it, you can continue to reinvest that money to build your business. Stop searching for loans. You do not need it to grow your business. You do not need it to grow your business. In the comment, I do not need a loan to grow my business. Do not need a loan to grow my business. In the comments. Stop letting people have you think that that is necessary, because it's not necessary. I started pulling in $10,000, $13,000, $14,000 a month before I had loans. Because I got that money, I then assumed, because listen here, you are the most creative when you're broke. You are the most creative when you don't got the money. You figure out how to make it happen. Then when you get the money, all of a sudden you need all the things that you didn't need before. No. You grow as your customer base grows. Stop thinking about everything that, well, what if, when, what's going to happen? It's going to get you in trouble just like it did to me. Okay? Failing to invest in marketing and customer acquisition. Don't want it and don't need it, period. When I said earlier, I was spending $10,000 a month on inventory, I should have focused on customer acquisition. That's the marketing. And if I was going to go back and do it again, even if I spent $1,000 making samples, let's say a sample of a nice candle, and I'm a gem right here. We all know the margins on candles are awesome, right? So let's say it takes me, I'm going to say a nice tin candle. You know, those, a really nice tin candle, or even a glass candle. If it costs you $3, $3.50 or less, and it's a full size, stop giving out those little bitty ass, I'm going to say it, little bitty ass samples, you guys, because 9 times out of 10, they get thrown away. But if you walked up to me with a full size candle, you're having a conversation with me, I'm like, ooh, this candle is nice. And then you hand me, you can have this. Not only am I blown away, that's surprising and delighting, I'm going to make sure I come back to your website to purchase something, because I did not, no one gives away a full product for a sample. What? But now you just earned a customer, and that customer is going to tell their friends, ooh, you know what? I found this amazing candle company, and I was just talking to them, chatting it up. They gave me a full candle. There we go. Be realistic. Allocate 10 to 20% of your revenue to customer acquisition, whether it be samples. I don't promote Facebook or Instagram ads right now anymore, because that whole landscape has changed and you will just lose your money. Go back to the roots. Go back to hitting the pavement, handing out samples, dropping free samples in your packages. People who look at your stuff, have an abandoned cart, send something out. Get customers that way. Okay. Here's another one. Not having an emergency fund. I talked to that in the beginning, where there's a book that I was reading with a guy where he lost and when I say lost everything, we're talking about millions of dollars. He's lost millions of dollars 3 times. And after the first two times he lost it, he said, I will never not have an emergency fund again. This is making sure you're I'm separating them. Emergency fund and your profit. The profit is you. Okay. Emergency fund is putting stuff aside. Just like the emergency fund for yourself, you need to have an emergency fund for your business. Did not have an emergency fund for my business. Did not. Because I thought things were going to keep being good forever. That's what I thought. Look what's going on right now. There are so many businesses that are closing. So many businesses that are closing. And if I wasn't the businesswoman that I am, if I didn't have the business strategy, acumen, and foreshadowing and oversight that I do, Blk Sunflower would have been gone too, period. But because I can foresee and I got myself into the mess, but before I was up to my neck, I was probably like at my kneecaps in muck. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I was able to switch it around. And that's why Blk Sunflower is still here. Because I caught these things. I caught the mistakes. I learned from my mistakes. Because there's one thing to catch them, but you need to catch them and learn from them. And that's what's really going to change things around. Okay. I'm going to come to the comments in just 1 second. The last thing that I talked about was the putting your profit first. Putting your profit first. One of my favorite books, changed my life. If you guys have not read it, go get it on Audible. When I say I read, I don't read. I listen to audiobooks. And when you're listening to these books, don't think you have to implement everything right now because it's a lot, but at least read it so you can understand what's going on and where to move and position your business next. With that being said, you guys, I am going to, with this video, after I talk to her and get things together, keep on the lookout. The collective has a bookkeeper, y'all. The collective has a bookkeeper. The collective, can I get in the comments? The collective has a bookkeeper. How do you set up the 20-step suite for taxes? In Relay Bank, it does it for you. In Relay Bank, it does it for you. I wish they were paying me. I need to set up an affiliate because how I'm about to promote the mess out of them. They will automatically do it. Or you can go in once a week, or you put all your money into one account. So a lot of people don't realize, let's say you set up a bank account. Any bank account, you can actually have multiple accounts within that one account. So in my like Navy Federal, or even when I use Chase, I have multiple accounts, and I would go in and I would separate the money out automatically. I would set the money out manually, but Relay does it automatically. Yes, we have a bookkeeper, period. So when I say we're setting you guys up for success, I'm setting you up for success. Do you keep a separate account for refunds? I do not. I have operating expense account, so it would fall under that. I'm going to scroll back up and take a look and see what I have missed in these comments. The discussion on poor cash flow management really hit home for me. Definitely taking these tips to heart. Thank you for this valuable insight. Thank you, Gladys. Oh, if you guys have not heard, Gladys, you guys have to give Gladys a thank you. And I'm going to tell why you have to give Gladys a thank you. Gladys is now my assistant. Gladys is making it so I have more time to do these things. Gladys is freeing up mental space in my mind to allow me to do these things and share these things. So everyone give Gladys a warm, warm welcome. That's my pain for sure, bookkeeping. And we have a bookkeeper. Latoya, always in here, listen and we don't judge. She was giving me encouragement all the way through, giving me the pep talk that I needed to keep going because this was not easy for you guys. This is me putting my business on blast. I've always said I'm not perfect. It's fine, but it's hard to share the story when you're coming out of it. Thank you so much, Takia. Appreciate it. I am glad this advice worked for you and it was great. Keep going. There she goes again, encouraging me. I see you, Timotheus. Welcome. If you guys have not watched this video on websites, putting your best foot forward, it is still live on YouTube. Hurry up and go watch it before I pull it down. You are very welcome, Samantha. See, what do we have here? Thank you. I've seen candle companies fall after getting fulfillment center. Yes, there's a lot of companies because you move an ego. When things are going good, you think, oh, that's the next step. But I'm here to teach you guys that's not the next step. That's not one of your goals. That's not one of your, no. There's so many other ways to go about it before you go that route. Let's see. Thank you so much. I'm glad. Was I nervous when I did that? Latoya, I forgot what that was in reference to. May you please put it back because I want to redo it. Yeah, that's what I was asking when I said, can I get started with 100? I think you can. I'm almost positive you can. We all said, I do not need a loan to grow my business. I want you to remember that. I think I went through most of them. What's the name of the book? Profit First. Profit First is the name of the book. All right. Yeah, keeping it 1,000. Period. Sherry. And listen here. Miss Sherry, she knows what I'm talking about because she works with the numbers. Oh, she works with the numbers, so she knows. She knows. She probably heard me talking and was like, "Oh, Jasmine, you baby, sweetheart." All right. All right. Let's see. You guys did not see. This is Daryl, you guys. This is Daryl. You guys will not be able to move over to Daryl or Tim to get your labels or your website completely completed until you complete that branding blueprint. Okay? Yes, you need to complete the branding blueprint before you can do anything else, because we need to make sure your foundation is set. Daryl does our graphic design and our labels. Tim is our connoisseur of website beautification. I just made that one up. Thank you about the hair. You guys are just out here doing things. Jennifer, it's okay if you're late. It's a great one. Go ahead and watch the replay. I'm probably going to keep this one up on YouTube. Oh God, that hurts to say that. Put it on my business out there, but it needs to be said. It needs to be said. You are very welcome. Been making candles for 20 years, and I agree, you don't need a loan. Period. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Do you guys have any additional questions before I close out? I still have some more information. I have a lot of things to take care of for the day. And I just wanted to make sure I got this information out there to you guys. I hope this was amazing. I hope that you guys have learned. And I hope that you guys take my mistakes and don't make the same mistakes. That's a threat. Don't make the same mistake that I did. I'm coming to find you. I'm late to saw your live. We're here celebrating Mardi Gras. Hey, Dr. Kimberly, have a good time. Oh, I love it. Any recommendations for having live sales? TikTok shop. If you're doing any sort of live sales, TikTok shop. TikTok has a lot of resources to teach you how to do it. Okay. And also, if you're going to do TikTok, start by posting at least twice a day. I know you guys are like, I have nothing to say, figure it out. The great thing about TikTok, you don't have to be perfect. You can roll out of bed and post something on TikTok and you'll be fine. People want the realness over there, okay? Go live, so post twice a day, go live once a day. If you don't have enough followers to go live, post so you can get some followers so you can go live. But TikTok shop, period. I want to ask, were you nervous during my pre-sales? Heck yeah, I'm nervous. You guys, I'm going to tell you guys another little secret right now. And this is why I do things the way I do. I don't know if you remember on Instagram just 2 weeks ago, I was talking about my marble candles. And I said, do you want a honey candle or marble candles? And 78 people said that they wanted marble candles. I did the pre-sales. You want to know how many people posted or purchased? It's partially my fault because I didn't really advertise it and I left it in the stories. But I still know a lot of people saw those stories and a lot of people who said one of them saw those stories. Two people purchased. That's why I do pre-sales. That's why certain things, because those marble candles are a lot of work. And now if I am the old Jasmine, 2020 Jasmine, would have just made all of them and spent all the time making them when I could have been doing something else. And then I would have felt some type of way when somebody didn't buy them. So there's transparency. You guys, still to this day, like my pre-sales don't always go great. I have amazing pre-sales and I have pre-sales that flop. But like I said, that was partially my fault because I didn't market it well enough. But I also really didn't want to make a lot of them. So I just left it there, right? You create a TikTok as your brand, Create a TikTok as your brand, because when you go to fill out to be in the TikTok shop, it's going to ask for all your business information. You just want the stuff to link. Are you guys surprised to hear that about the marble candles, what I just said about the marble candles? Are you guys surprised about that? Let me know if you're surprised. Also, with that, what should I say? Who do we have for the next webinar? I got to shout out the next webinar. If you guys missed the Achieve More Huddle, This past Sunday, it was fire. I think he still might have it up. Towards the end, we had a really great conversation. I was so grumpy that day, and I told Nick, I'm gonna watch, but I'm not coming on the screen. Well, I came on the screen, just literally roll it. I don't even think I had washed my face, you guys. And we had some amazing talks. The other thing, well, actually, nope. Go watch the collective updates because I'm leaving this live on YouTube, so I'm not telling our collective business to the public. I keep family business in the family. So go into the collective. Daryl, I'm going to shoot you over the recording for the collective updates. There is some really juicy information in there for you guys. Really juicy. So make sure you go do that. The next webinar that we have coming up is actually Daryl this Saturday, Unlocking Your Brand with Color. If you are working on your branding blueprint or you currently have a brand and you are trying to really get your color palette down, this is an amazing talk. Daryl has done this talk before and it was one of my favorites. And I said, run it back, run it back, run it back. Amazing. It is 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Unlocking Your Brand with Color and how to enjoy this process. He has a lot of amazing tools for you there. Then on Sunday, you have Nick with the Achieve More Playbook Huddle. Sunday, we also have the Candle Business Success Masterclass. Anybody who has purchased the Candle Business Success Masterclass, we are going to be going over a candle technique. I think we're going to do multiple wicking this time, and we're going to talk about a business strategy. We're going to talk a little bit more about I think vendor markets this time. We're doing vendor markets for that. That's it for those. Next week on Wednesday, Marquita, she's our new business development coach. She's going to be talking about 5 scams new businesses fall for. Don't let this be you. This is a big one, you guys. It's Wednesday. If you need to keep track of all of these, just go to the events tab in the collective. You will see that. Once again, if you're in the collective, check out. It should be posted within the next, I would say, hour. You'll get a notification. We'll be sure to tag everyone in it. There's some juicy information in there. If you are not part of the collective, it is still free for now. Like I said earlier, one of my mistakes is not charging value for my services. The collective is a gem. This right here is just not a one-off of the quality webinars that you get from the collective. So the collective won't be free forever, but you better hop in there while it is so you can get a hold of it, right? Get a hold of the information. If you want the replays will be in the academy, but I will let you know. Join the collective and I'll put that information there. It's all inside the collective. Like I said, I can't let family business go outside because I might let this webinar right here. I'm gonna let this live in YouTube land. So I appreciate you guys. Do you put your vendor fee separate for when I do events? Explain that real quick. But yes, I'm heading out. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. BlkSunflowerBusinessCollective.com. Make sure you're working on those branding blueprints. Welcome calls. I'll see a lot of you that are here tonight and for the next 2 weeks. If you missed your welcome call, like I said, make sure you keep an eye on your email because I will be opening up the schedule for the 2nd or the 3rd week of March. Probably the end of this week. So love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you for letting me be vulnerable because whoo, child. But yes, talk to you later. What happens in the house stays in the house. Exactly. You guys have an amazing evening and talk to you guys or day. Talk to you later.